Good morning, boys and girls. Uncle Dick again. I'm going to read you a couple of stories. The first one is Kai and the Opihi gets the point. So I'm going to kind of turn my back a little bit so hopefully you can see the pictures in the book while I'm reading. This might be too far away for you to see, I'm not sure. But the start of this book, it has a Hawaiian word glossary. So it gives a Hawaiian word and then the English word. And so I don't know the Hawaiian words really good, so if when I see you I've made some mistakes, I hope you can correct my mistakes. So here we go. So the first word is Opihi, and that means a limpet. And tutu, that's a grandparent. Puhi, eel. Hono, green sea turtle. Hihi, octopus. Iwa, frigate bird. And papai, crab. So we'll start the story. There once was an Opihi, his name was Kai. He was a very sad Opihi, and I'll tell you why. His shell was very flat, you see. Not big and pointed like it was supposed to be. Most Opihi have shells that point to the sky. Whenever Kai saw the others, he wanted to cry. His 5 friends tried to help him. They each thought they knew how to make Kai's shell big and pointed too. His first friend, the Puhi, was quick to take the lead. "I know, Kai," he said. "Eat lots of seaweed." His second friend, the Hono, was much bigger than he. "Build up your muscles," she said. "Swim along with me." His third friend, the Hihi, thought his advice was best. "It's simple, Kai," he said. "Get lots of rest." His fourth friend, the Iwa, thought hard and long. She finally told Kai, "Try singing a song." His fifth friend, the Papai, looked up from her hole. "Keep yourself clean," she said. "Make that your goal." Kai tried all of these things that his friends had said, but his shell didn't change. He got tired instead. Poor Kai was so sad, he cried and cried. "I'll never have a pointy shell," he thought with a sigh. And while he sat trying to find his way, he remembered his tutu and wondered what she would say. Kai traveled all day and he traveled all night. Soon he was at Tutu's house, exploring his plight. Tutu, Opihi was gentle and wise. She listened to Kai with love in her eyes. "What do you do when a wave comes your way?" "I get scared," said Kai, "so I never stay. The waves are so big and I am so small. If the waves crashed on me, I'd be nothing at all." Tutu smiled kindly and said, "Kai, come here. The next time a wave comes, cling tightly and don't fear." "You mean hang on to the rock? Won't the wave wash me away?" "No," said Tutu. "You can hold on all day." "I'll give it a try," said Kai with a grin, and the very next day he went out for a swim. He stretched out on a rock and basked in the sun, but when he saw a wave coming, he wanted to run. And then he remembered what Tutu had said and decided to stay and hold on instead. Ooh, what's going to happen? Kai made up his mind and he didn't run. And at the end of the day, he said, "This is fun." He hung on all day and he hung on all night, and the waves couldn't budge him despite their might. Wow. He hung on for days and days without end, and one day he heard a shout from a friend. "Look at your shell, Kai. It's pointed and strong, clinging to the rock. That was the answer all along." Kai saw his reflection bright and clear in the sea, and he said to himself, "Can this really be? Can this really be me?" Then he jumped up and down and gave a big cheer. Tutu was right. Always cling and never fear. And that's the end. And that's the book that we just read. Kai and the Opihi gets the point. I like that one. So here's another one that I haven't read to you guys before. It's written by Dr. Wayne Dyer, and it's called "No Excuses. How what you say can get in your way." Now this one has a few more words and not quite as many pictures. So let's take a look. Ever since I was born, I love sea turtles. I drove my family crazy. Everyone wondered why I love sea turtles so much. When I lived on a farm, they asked, "Why not cows? Why not pigs? Why not chickens? All these animals are great, but it was sea turtles that I loved, and I was determined to see a real live one." Oh. Here I am on my first trip to the aquarium on the bus. Boy, did I learn a lot that day. Not only did I see my first live sea turtle, but I found out that they are an endangered species. They need our help if they are going to survive. I decided right then and there to devote my life to sea turtles, and I met the perfect person to help me, Dr. Tortuga. Dr. Tortuga is a scientist and marine biologist. She is an expert on sea turtles, and her job is to study and protect them. He wanted to be just like her. I was very excited. I told everyone that I was going to be a marine biologist and save the sea turtles. My teacher said, "Wow, you have to be pretty smart to do that. Science doesn't really seem like your best subject." The lady at the shoe store said, "That will take a long time. Are you sure you want to study that much?" Mom told me, You know, we might not have the money to send you to college. If this is something you want, you may need to do it on your own. Whoa, lots of problems, huh? Grandpa said, "We are a family of farmers, and that is what we have always been. Your dad sure would be disappointed." Soon I started thinking that become a marine biologist wasn't such a good idea. I sat down and made a list. And here is the list. Reasons not to become a marine biologist. I'm not smart enough. It will take a long time. It's too hard. My family will be disappointed. It will cost too much. I went to visit Dr. Tortuga at the aquarium. I told her that I wouldn't be coming by anymore. I showed her my list. She writes excuses. "Well," she said, "this is nothing but a list of excuses. Excuses are just words that stop you from doing what you want, being what you want, and having what you want." I like that. For example, you want to be a marine biologist. You've heard lots of opinions from people, and now you feel like there are things standing in the way of your goal. When you find yourself with a list of excuses like this, it's time to ask yourself some questions. Important questions. Why am I making an excuse? People make excuses for all kinds of things. Excuses give us a reason not to do things that seem hard or scary. Making excuses can cause you to miss out on a lot of life. Where did the excuse come from? You might want to blame excuses on your parents, teachers, and friends, but no matter what anyone else says, what anyone else says, there is only one person an excuse comes from, and that is you. Why? Because only you can choose to use the excuse or not. Is this excuse true? When you say things like, "It's too hard to become a marine biologist," or "My family will be disappointed," do you know these things are true? Are you 100% sure that it will be hard? The people will be disappointed? Of course you don't. The only way you will know is to do it and find out for yourself. How do you get rid of excuses? Now you know where excuses come from, why you make them, and how you find out if they are true. This way you can spot an excuse the minute it comes up and use what you've learned to stop the excuse in its tracks. It's up to you. No more excuses. Excuses be gone. Go for it. To make or not to make excuses is a choice you have every day. Now, here is another choice. You can throw away this list and make a promise to yourself that you will not let excuses get in your way. Without excuses, you are free to be anything you want to be. When I went to bed that night, I thought of everything Dr. Tortuga had said. As I slept, I dreamed I was swimming with a giant sea turtle. A whole school of baby turtles swam behind me, and I was surrounded by the beautiful creatures of the sea. It was the best feeling ever. And there's a picture of it all. Pretty nice. When I woke up, I knew that being a marine biologist was the one thing I wanted to do more than anything in the world, and that I would not let excuses get in the way. I got up and made a new list. Here's the new list. No more excuses. I am smart. It doesn't matter how long it takes. I will find a way to pay for college. Oh, excuse me. I am not afraid to take a chance. I kept this list and read it every day. When I was doing homework and taking tests, I said to myself, I am smart, and I believed it. When I was working at the snack bar, cleaning the windows and caring for the dolphins to earn money for college, I reminded myself that I was doing this to make my dream come true. Here is a picture of me on the day I left for college. I was so proud of myself when I got on that train. Now I am grown up, and I work with the sea turtles in Hawaii. I'm sure glad I did not let a bunch of excuses stand in my way. And there he is on the beaches of Hawaii. So here's a little quiz about excuses. You have learned that the best way to stop making excuses is to notice when you are making one. Then you can choose to change the excuse or to something positive. On these 2 pages, some of the sentences are excuses and some are not. Have a grown-up read them out loud, and then you can decide if it sounds like an excuse. If you want, practice turning the excuses into positive words. So I'll just read them and that'll be all. I don't want to go ice skating because I don't know how to do it and I might get hurt. Is that an excuse or not an excuse? I'm not good at spelling. Nobody in my family is. Excuse or not? I want a new video game, so I'm going to walk my neighbor's dog to earn money. That's not an excuse. I love basketball, but my cousin said I'm not tall enough to play. I think that's an excuse. I want to sing in the talent show, but nobody else in my class is doing it. What do you think? Some people tell me I'm shy, but I know I will make friends in my new school. The book looks tough, but I know I am smart enough to read it, even if it takes a long time. I've heard of some of you say that to me. I'm not going to the slumber party because I've never slept away from home. That could be scary. That might be an excuse too. All my sisters do gymnastics, but I am going to try tap dancing. I really want a skateboard, but it costs too much. I'm the youngest kid to try out for the chess club, but I'm not going to let that stop me. Digging a big hole is hard, but I really want to plant this tree, so I better get to work. That's not an excuse. So that was the book by Dr. Wayne Dyer, No Excuses. And I hope all of you kids are having a nice day today. And I'll read to you again soon. Bye now.